Court will come to order. It is Monday, November the 18th, 2024. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. The Kerr County Commissioners Court is now in session for a special meeting. And we have one item on the agenda today, which is 1.1, to canvass the official election results for the 2024 November general election per the election code. Ms. Alford.
Good morning, Commissioners. In front of you are the final cumulative report numbers for the November 5th election. Usually what is done, y'all will take turns reading in the race, the candidate, and then the votes and the percentages.
Do we need to read all of them?
Yes,
It's the Kerr County count.
Oh,
please.
all the candidates.
All the candidates? Do we read just the total vote, or?
You can read just the total vote and the percentage, that whatever you would like read into the record.
Okay.
Chrissy, when are you gonna start?
I can start.
You get the long list.
I will start with the general election from 11/5/2024 for president and vice president. And I'm doing one, and then we're going to go around, or I'm doing all of those?
All of them.
Oh, that's why you gave me the first one. Okay, got it. All right, candidate
You're
Donald.
leaving.
I'm going to be here for a minute. Candidate Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance. Election day. Oh, let's see. Where's the total?
The very, in the darker color.
In the very light print. Okay, got
Yes.
it. 21,615 votes for a percentage of 76% and 76.73%. There we go. Kamala D. Harris, Tom Waltz, a total of 6,315 votes for 22.42%.
Can we just read the winners, or do we have to read them all?
We have to read them all.
You have to read them all.
Chase Oliver, hey, I'm taking one. Chase Oliver, Mike Termat, 161 votes for 0.57%. Jill Stein, Rudolph Ware, 65 votes for 0.23%. Charunda Fox, Harlan McVeigh, 0 votes. Claudia De La Cruz, Karina Garcia, 2 votes for 0.01%. Cornell West, Melina Abdullah, 2 votes for 0.01%. Jesse Cuellar, Wesley Lastly, 0 votes. Peter Sonsky, Lauren Onak, 8 votes for 0.03%. Shiva Ayadari and Crystal Eris, 2 votes for 0.01%. Total votes that were cast were 28,170. Undervotes 162, overvotes 15.
You get the next one.
Oh, I thought she was going through the whole.
No, she.
No, just
we
this
take turns.
section.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
It's a
just the
it's a shared
section.
burden here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so for president and vice president.
No, you didn't.
we
I
already
just did that.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
You just
I thought
do-
we each
that's
had
what
to
I
do them
kept-
all.
That's why I kept saying, I'm taking one for the team. You're
I
here.
got you.
Yeah.
All right. For United States Senator, Ted Cruz received 20,840.
It's hard to
And I
read.
can barely read this,
It's
so if
hard to
anybody,
read.
if I make an error, correct me. Bring it. Thank you.
Sounds worse.
Ooh, that's much better. Colin Allred received 6,672 votes. Ted-
Percentage.
Percentage.
Oh, you want percentages too? All right, well, back on Ted Cruz, he received 74.11%. Colin Allred, 6,672 votes for 23.73%. Ted Brown received 600 votes for 2.13%. Annalisa Roche received 6 votes, 0.02%. And Tracy Andrus received 4 votes, 0.01%. The total undervotes was 215, overvotes 10, for the total votes cast 28,122 for 100%.
And then the over and under.
I
He
already
did.
did
those.
He did it.
Just do them backwards.
that. I did them kind of backwards.
United States Representative District 21, Chip Roy, 21,386 votes for 76.92%. Kristen Hook, 5,925 votes for 21.31%. And Bob King, 491 votes for 1.77%. Votes cast, 27,802. Undervotes, 543, and overvotes, 2.
Very good.
Okay. For Railroad Commissioner, Christy Craddock, 21,157 for 76.69%. Catherine Colbert received 5,313 votes for 19.26%. Hawk Dunlap receives 727 votes for 2.64%. Eddie Espinoza received 378 votes for 1.37%. Richard McKibben received 14 votes for 0.05%. Total votes cast were 27,589, and the undervotes were 720, overvotes 38.
I'll read Supreme Court Justice.
I guess you would pick that one.
Well, I didn't- I just took the rotation.
I'm just
Exactly.
kidding.
You did.
She took it for the team.
I did.
The Justice Supreme Court, place 2. Jimmy Blackstock, 21,700. Blacklock.
Yeah.
Jimmy Blacklock, 21,774 votes for 79.07%. And DeShane Jones, 5,765 votes for 20.93%, with undervotes of 801 and overvotes of 7.
Total votes?
Total votes 27,539.
All right, for Justice Supreme Court Place 4, John Devine received 21,369 votes for 78.35%. Kristen Weems received 5,905 votes for 21.65%. A total cast vote of 27,274, 1,068 undervotes, 5 overvotes.
All right, for Justice Supreme Court Place 6, Jane Bland received 21,253 votes for 77.28%. Bonnie Lee Goldstein received 5,560 votes for 20.22%. J. David Robertson received 688 votes, or 2.5%. Total cast votes was 27,501. Undervotes, 828. Overvotes, 18.
Presiding Judge, Court of Criminal Appeals, David J. Schenk, 21,628 votes for 78.71%. Holly Taylor, 5,850 votes for 21.29%. Total votes, 27,478. Undervotes, 864, and overvotes, 5.
Judge, Court of Criminal Appeals, Place 7, Gina Parker received 21,705 votes for 79.15%. Nancy Mulder received 5,716 for 20.85%. Total votes cast, 27,421. Undervotes, 919. Overvotes, 7.
Judge, Court of Criminal Appeals, place 8, Lee Finley, 21,873 votes for 79.84%. And Chika Ayam, 5,524 votes for 20.16%. Total votes, 27,397. Undervotes, 938. Overvotes, 12.
Member State Board of Education, District 10, Tom Maynard received 21,465 votes for 78.6%. Raquel Sines Ortiz received 5,844 for 21.4%. A total of 27,309 votes. Undervotes were 1,025. Overvotes were 13.
Oh, there's a good one to do. State Representative, District 53. Wes Verdell received 20,937 votes, or 76.4%. Joe P. Herrera received 5,851 votes, or 21.35%. B.W. Hulk received 617 votes, or 2.25%. Total votes cast, 27,405. Undervotes, 936. Overvotes, 6.
Justice, Fourth Court of Appeals, Place 2, Velia J. Misa, 11,321 votes. Total votes cast, that was 100% of the votes. Total votes, 11,321. Undervotes, 17,026. Overvotes, 0.
Justice, Fourth Court of Appeals District, Place 3. Todd McRae received 21,533 for 79.01%. Cynthia Marie Chapa received 5,722 for 20.99%. Total votes cast, 27,255. Undervotes were 1,085. Overvotes, 7.
Justice, Fourth Court of Appeals, District Place 4, Lori Massey Brissette, 21,664 votes, or 79.47% of the vote. And Luz Elena Chapa received 5,596 votes for 20.53%. Total votes were 27,260. Undervotes were 1,080. Overvotes were 7.
Justice, Fourth Court of Appeals, District, Place 5, Adrian Spears received 21,412 votes for 78.69%. Liza Rodriguez received 5,798 votes for 21.31%. Total votes cast were 27,210, 1,111 undervotes, 26 overvotes.
Justice, Fourth Court of Appeals, District, Place 7. Lori I. Valenzuela received 23,052 votes. That was the total votes cast, 23,052%, or 23,052 for 100%. Undervotes were 5,295, overvotes 0.
District Judge, 216th Judicial District, Albert Pat D. Patillo III, 22,913 votes for 100%. Total votes cast, 22,913. Undervotes, 5,434.
District Attorney, 198th Judicial District, Stephen Harpole received 22,809 for 100% of the vote. Undervotes were 5,538. Overvotes, 0.
District Attorney, 216th Judicial District, Lucy Wilkie, 22,842 votes for 100%. Total votes, 22,842. Undervotes, 5,505, and no overvotes.
County Attorney Heather Stebbins received 22,858 votes. That was 100% of the vote. Undervotes were 5,489. Overvotes were 0.
County Clerk, unexpired term, Ian Cullum received 8,484 votes, or 81.
18,000.
What did I say?
8.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
18,484 votes, or 81.47%. Daniel Holcomb received 4,205, or 18.53% of the votes. Total votes cast, 22,689. There were 5,494 undervotes and 174 overvotes.
Sheriff Larry L. Letha Jr., 22,859 for 100% of the votes. Total votes, 22,859. Undervotes, 5,488. 0 overvotes.
Okay. County Tax Assessor Collector Bob Reeves received 23,400 votes for 100%. Undervotes were 4,947, and overvotes were 0.
County Commissioner Precinct 1, Tom Jones, 6,035 votes, which is 100%, 1,600 undervotes, and 0 overvotes.
County Commissioner Precinct 3, Jeff Holt, received 4,696 votes for 100% of the vote. Undervotes were 1,350, overvotes were 0.
Constable, Precinct 1, Tommy Rodriguez, received 6,026 votes for 100% of the vote. That's the total votes cast. Undervotes, 1,609. Overvotes, 0.
Kyle Schneider, Constable Precinct 2, Kyle Schneider, 5,480 votes for 100%. Total votes, 5,480. Undervotes, 1,405. Overvotes, 0.
Constable Precinct 3, Paul A. Gonzalez, received 4,707 votes for 100%. Undervotes were 1,339. Overvotes were 0.
Constable Precinct 4, Brad Ryder, received 6,172 votes, which is 100% of the vote, with undervotes of 1,609 and no overvotes. And that concludes the election results.
That is correct.
We need to make a motion to accept them, or?
We do. Is this a record vote?
No.
No? Okay. Then do we have a motion to approve the votes as canvassed?
I so move.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the votes as canvassed. Any discussion?
I'm going to ask a couple questions. Nadine, how many people use the DREs?
I have not gone through all the tapes to get you that number yet.
Okay.
I'm still looking through those.
I'd appreciate getting that.
Yes, sir, I will get those.
I appreciate what you've done in that regard to where they weren't offered,
Yes, sir.
and I'm hopeful that the number will be substantially less than what we've seen previously. The court received an email yesterday evening, I believe, bringing to our attention, this is one of my constituents, who is also a election clerk in Precinct 215, and he raised some rather serious concerns about the tabulators, indicating that they had the wrong date on Election Day. They were set up at November 4th, and it wasn't caught until late in the afternoon on the 5th, and apparently corrected. I'm not sure
Yes, sir.
how we corrected it. Can you tell me a little bit about how that happened?
Yes, sir.
And why or how we make sure that doesn't
Yes, sir.
happen?
The election staff sets up the scanners, the election equipment for election day. They have to predefine it so that only precinct 101's ballots go through 101, 202's go through that, and so forth. Because daylight savings was the Sunday before the elections, we have to fall back the time on it. And I guess the date somehow, when one of my clerks was, workers were doing that, they failed to notice that it had November the 4th instead of November the 5th. And so once, and nobody noticed it before that, when the zero tape was printed that morning by the judges, they apparently didn't catch it. I'm only aware of it happening in 2 precincts. One precinct was basically just the time, and then the one you're speaking of was date and time. And I had one of my election clerks go out there and correct the time in that. And I believe the judges and poll watchers and all that signed off on whatever tapes were printed at that particular time.
Okay, so I mean, do we go back and correct all the ballots that were cast before the correction?
No,
Or
it
we just accept them?
It
and-
just, yeah, it just takes, it counts them as that.
All right, well, it's no secret to anybody that I have a lot of opposition to Hart InterCivic and all of the electronic equipment, but once again, an example of where it's failed us.
Well, this
all I
was
got.
human error on Kerr County's part, not on Hart's.
Okay.
Any other discussion? There being none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you. There being nothing else on the agenda, we are adjourned. I got us a certificate.